everybody. So I've been driving in my car all day because I forgot my passport. I'm actually flying to Quebec for winter because I'm learning French, me and my daughter, and I just wanted to have like a language immersion. So, and it's real cheap to get to Quebec. It's like, $350 to $400 round trip, really affordable, whatever. I have a lot of time in this car, and I've been wanting to get this one out for a long time because being a melanated woman, not only are we more spiritually in tune when we choose to be, when we heighten that, but we also deal in this world, even though we're original creators, we fell. We fell and let others control power. So it's 2022 or 1990, when I'm born. And I'm in this world where we've made a lot of strides when it comes to equality. And definitely there's opportunity. But now in this world of where it's not necessarily direct racism, it's microaggressions. It's feelings. And some of the feelings I have, whether, like sometimes I'm like, you know what, I can see that. I can see why you might have a few black people based on what you're saying. Actually, sometimes I can see it. But other times, it's just them like flexing because they want to remain in power. And so I just want to go over how I spiritually deal with racist people. It doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen. And it's just a very interesting thing. So when it happens, sometimes because it's not necessarily direct, it takes you a moment to realize it. Because, for me, I've always picked up on it. So it's like a sixth sense. You don't have to say the N-word. I pick up how you felt about me. It was energetic, and I'm never wrong. And so when it first happens, be it in the workplace or this, it takes you a moment to realize it. Sometimes it's not always obvious. It's subtle. It's like a little shady comment. And you're like, huh. So you start to pick up on it because they fired the first shot. And I have to tell you, I'm smiling because now that I'm more spiritually empowered, you do it to me, I'm about to make you pay for it, and it's going to be paid. You're going to pay, and it's your own actions. So let me get two things straight. First of all, my Mars is in Libras. I am very much, if you look at Mars and Libras placement, I recommend you all get your astrology by an astrologer. You're very much into justice, the scales of justice. You're very much into that's not right, and I'm going to do something. Actually, I think a lot of Black women have the Mars and Libra, but you're so keen to balance. And so I just wanted to tell me personally, I come from a place, not only am I a warrior, and I don't mind fighting. I'll fight bad. I don't fight good. But, I'll fight the bad. I don't mind my warrior spirit. But I also have a keen sense of that's not right and it's not going to happen. And because I am a warrior spirit, I'm not going to just let you do that. Everyone has consequences, including you, including me. Everyone. And you're going to recognize the consequences. So when I do my spiritual activities, I will always tell you I don't get vengeance. However, you can implement that person pays consequences for their actions, right? You can ask for justice. As a medium, there is a league of different spiritual beings that only focus on justice. Did you know that, right? Wisdom. A lot of you guys lack wisdom, right? So there are spiritual beings that are just for justice here on this planet. And you can invoke them if you know who they are and how to talk to them. If you just say it without knowing, who knows who will pick it up. But there are beings that just rely on justice. So when you are racist to someone, you cause harm. It physically and emotionally hurts. That's harm. If you've done it for a long time, that's a lot of harm you. A fair way of going about it is that you can make sure all the harm they caused, they have to get swift consequence and pay the swift consequences for that. You can just say consequences, but that can be in another lifetime. I say swift consequences. I want to see it this month, this week, right? I want to see quick karma. And so it's interesting when I meet racist people now, because my energy is not the energy. I don't bring hate to a situation. I might bring some light, some love, but I'm not bringing hate. And so for you to do that, you're heavily programmed with your racism, which you need to debug. But when I encounter it, and so in Charleston, South Carolina, I went this summer. It was 5 different instances. So I have to say, most of the white people down there were really chill and cool, but 1 out of 6, 1 out of 6 did some racist shit, and I picked up on it. You know, when I went to Alabama, it might be like 1 out of 3. Like 2 out of 3 were fine, but 1 out of 3 we did some racist stuff. But the cool thing is when you're spiritually empowered and you know that off of their own actions, you can bring all that stuff that they've done to bear to home so that they have to pay for it. And if they've had a lifetime of calling people the N-word and spreading that negativity, well, that's a lot that they're going to have to do. So it's so interesting. If you ever see me and I'm looking and my eyebrows do this, because first I'm like, I squint a little bit, one of my eyebrows go up because I'm assessing. Like, is this happening? And if I start smiling like this, I was like, oh, it's about to be a fight. You want to fight? Okay, I got you. I fight spiritually, hun. I fight spiritually. And I'm sorry I'm smiling, but I'm a warrior. So sometimes people like that. If you have a warrior spirit, sometimes you like a good fight. Like, you don't want to fight. When you get it, you're you're like, oh, we're about to fight, y'all. We're about to fight. So sorry I'm giggling, but it's real. It's real though. It's real though. I don't fight a lot. Once you get to a level of maturity, like you're not fighting a lot, that's the one time I got time for it. So what I will do is this: I will bring in all of that harm, and I'll talk to that particular that realm that deals with justice, and I'll say I want it, and I want it swiftly. You about to learn, and then I'll put a request that they learn how to respect melanated people in the future, or they'll learn a deep respect. So you can also do requests if you're. Generally, they do tend to take your request in order so that they're not only bringing the consequences, but that there's a learning and a growth to it. Because remember, you can do whatever you want with whatever tool you want. When I do it, I always make room for growth. So, for instance, not the Charleston, but the last time it was like a couple months ago. So I live in this part of the Hampton Roads area, and one area is known as like the racist town, and it is. I swear to God, when I go through there, I have to shield up because they be looking at me like I don't belong. If they mess with me, they're gonna find out, like everybody will. But I literally have to put my shield because there's so much negativity. And if you don't put your shield up, you're gonna get it all, and it sticks on you, and then it attracts more. So I go, and I remember I went to this restaurant. So me and my daughter went to karaoke, and this white lady, this older white lady, I swear, she was on one. She was just like, oh, "What do you want?" I was like, "Oh." I literally think I laughed. I went, "Oh, okay, this is what we're doing." Okay. I did what I needed to do, set up the consequences she needed to have. I just know by the end of the night, she didn't know why. She couldn't smile. She was so far gone into her racism. She wasn't smiling at me as she served me for the rest of the night. But she was the most kind. She couldn't smile. But definitely, she didn't know why. She was the most kindest woman she's like ever. She was super kind, super accommodating, and super gracious. Now, she's still going to get the consequences. It's just that her higher self let her know you really need to stop fucking with this lady right now because she can do a lot of shit that I got to deal with, right? I'm sorry to cuss, but like literally when I see how people respect, it's just like they sort of let them know. And that's really the only thing. I generally, outside of my safety, I generally don't do that. But with racism, oh, y'all about to learn some respect for melanated people. You're going to learn some respect for the original creators. So it's just a very interesting thing that I wish I would have known this growing up, but I do it now. My daughter being a white presenting biracial, not passing, presenting. No one's trying to pass for anything. She's a happy biracial child. She's not going to experience this. And I moved to a location that was very diverse. So she's not in the South like a lot of biracials with white moms will do. Take their kids to the most racist parts of the freaking country and raise them, wonder why their kids have mental health issues. Because, like, you're a dummy. That's why. She's in a diverse town. My daughter's not going to experience this the way I will. So I will teach her this and how to go about it and this knowledge, but a secret wisdom, which if she needs it. But I won't be hammering it down as if I had like an unambiguous black child, right? Or mono-racial black child, right? Them, I will teach this, and from a young age. So she would never be scared or fearful. She's always coming from an empowered place, knowing that you might do this, but all of this harm that you're causing, I go with that. Make sure you stop, and you're going to be nice to me afterwards, and you're not going to know why you're nice. But okay? I know why you'll be treating me with respect. So I won't necessarily teach my biracial white presenting child this, but if I have another child and she is monoracial, I will teach her. And it's just something that Black people are so scared, but like, if you obtain the knowledge of your spiritual powers and gifts and abilities, which is something that I train people on, you have the ability to sort of like call in justice on things that need to be called in. And I mean, you'll see it right in front of your face. Like it'll be instantaneous, or it'll be within a week, or you'll see changes soon. Like it doesn't have to be this. And the Christian religion, I don't know. I like some of them have it, but it just seems like when it comes to some of the things that are just like really quick and really fast, it just sometimes it just doesn't really seem to manifest. But I don't know. I mean, I know if you're in the church, you have your ways of praying on things to happen. But my method of doing it is spiritual in nature, as above, so below. So I do everything above to make it happen below. And it's direct. It's a command. It's a statement. It's a program. I implement the programming. That it's just really nice to have that gift and ability. So you'll hear me say things like, I don't care if I get pulled over by the cops. Honestly, they need to make sure they do things right by me. I'm not scared. Like, you need to worry about me, bro. Like, not the other way around. And oh my God, my dearest wish is for Black women, especially with knowledge, maturity, and wisdom, to walk through life with that level of knowing how capable and empowered they are. That is, I don't know if we'll ever get there. Sometimes it just trickles to one or two of you, and I meet a few of you guys. But one day I'd love for you to walk with that much empowerment on how much power you really do bring to every situation that you bring. And the reason I laugh when they do this is just because I'm like, you don't know what you're about to get. Like, you really shouldn't go around messing with people. You really don't know. You know, there's so many people I meet that you would never know was like a highly trained priestess or witch or something like that. And you just don't know. And then I find out, and I'm like, oh, it's good thing I don't go around treating people bad, because this lady could do something. So it's just sort of a cool way of doing it. So basically, to sum up, there are different realms that deal specifically with karmic justice. Racism is a harm. There is karmic justice for this. And I generally ask for reparations for myself or anyone else that they've harmed. So, they have spiritual money. Well, their spiritual money is now being divvied out by the Justice League based on the amount of hurt and harm they caused. And so you're welcome, people. You're getting a bounty. You don't know why, right? That's just something I do to add on top of it. But, like with that lady who was really nice, when I talked to that Justice League, I literally told them she needs to learn how to talk to melanated people with respect, or she loses her job within a week. That was my determination. You can say that's harsh, but she doesn't need to be working with the public. That's how she's going to act. So that's when I noticed that she came back acting very respectful, because it's, I like to say that you can, when you have this power and knowledge, you can do it any which way you want. I like to say I do it when there's consequences, but there's also room for growth. The growth is that she was being really kind afterwards, and she gets to keep it and not implement the other program or karmic justice that could be done. But you have the ability to make something low vibrational or high vibrational or consequential, but with the ability to grow and expand. And I do pride myself that I take the time to think about, like, I'm not just punishing you. Like, I need you to be a better person. And so when I do it, and so whenever I do this, I talk to my spirit guides about, on the scale of 0 to 100, like how ethically karmic is this? Like, how is this karma neutral? Like, you want things to be 80 and 90%, like, okay, very karma positive for you, versus karma negative because you done something negative to someone else, it comes back to you. So I deal with the karmic scales when I do stuff, and I'm always aware that you're going to pay. And because I'm so aware, I don't want to do negative karma things, because for me and at my stage of knowledge, it happens so quickly. So if I do some evil stuff, it's going to happen to me. I don't wait. That's, with all of this knowledge and power you acquire, it comes with greater responsibility and greater consequences for me as well. But I always try to make a way that it's very karmically positive, where, like, yeah, those are consequences for her actions, but, like, she can quit or become a better person, right? She apparently chose to be a better person to keep her job, and that's fine. So it's just a little something, and it's just so, I just wanted to share. And I wanted to share so you guys out there who listen to me understand there's different ways to get to your goals. I generally go to the spiritual, because I have found that as above, so below. Basically, when you go above first, you program what's going on below. You just need to know how to do it with the right, realms, making sure it's karmic neutral. You don't have to do that. I do that because I'm not about to have all this negativity attached to me. Like, I'm just not, because I'm just so aware of it and I can see it and I don't want it. I've already done a lot of karmic cleansing, and I mean, I just don't want to keep doing more. So I try to make sure all the actions I have more of a positive benefit. Even me going out of my own free time to do this, to empower you with knowledge and wisdom, is part of my positive dharma, right? And that does make a difference. Like, there's spiritual abundance. I use that spiritual abundance for different things that I want to do. Like, it's currency. I'm just aware of it because of my psychic mediumship skills. But I try to show you guys that there is something. There are people keeping track, and you can use that for the positive and tap into it once you know. So that's it for today. I hope this was informative. And you understand that it's not just something, I don't just bring the hammer. I do it with the level of thoughtfulness that generally that people become better people. But I mean, the 10 people over this year who've tried me have learned the hard way. So it just, I don't know, that brings me pleasure when someone's racist and you teach them lessons. I don't know, I don't know about you. Like I said, my Mars is in Libra. I like the scales of justice. I like when things are righted. I'm not the kind of spirit that came down here and let bad shit happen. No, we're nipping it in the bud. I don't mind a fight against evil. And I remember when my spirit guy said that, Lisa, that's why you're different. You don't just want to see the light. You don't mind seeing the dark. And you also don't mind taking ownership and dominion and authority, getting rid of those darker negative entities and things on behalf of yourself and for the planet people that you see in those realms, So, I would like to have more people in that model, just taking ownership of our power and how we can bring that power for good and not let evil and negativity run unchecked. And I just wish more of us utilize that. I'm doing it as much as I can, but we need 2 Lisas, okay? We need 2 of us who are willing to put ourselves in there in a way that really gets results, and really just helps the energy filled on this planet, go towards the positive. So I'll end with that. I hope this was helpful. And oh, hey, Nicole Slays. Hey. I've seen your comments around. Nice to see you. But yeah, and you don't even have to be melanated to teach racist people what they need to do. Honestly, it's just, that is their karmic. That's in their karma. That there is a price to pay for your racism. If you go around murdering people, there is a price you pay for that. If you go around hurting people, there's a price you pay for that. Right? So there's always a price. So just really think about it, which is why I hope you guys understand that I really take time and care when I do these things to bring in consequences, because I make sure that it comes right back to you, But racism is the one thing where I'm I'm going to get you. You have to fight. Hope that helps give you some ideas of how you don't have to just take it when they want to flex on you like that. How you don't just have to do it. How you can actively make sure that not only will they stop doing it to you, they'll stop doing it to every single person that you want, with wisdom and knowledge on how to access realms that have more power than we do on this physical earth to sort of write a program that makes this world a better place. All right. I'm so happy to share this with you. I like fighting racists, so not that I want to fight more because they irritate me when it happens. But when I do, you see me start laughing after I raise my eyebrows, just know they about to get it. And depending on how awful they were, might be a little getting it, or we gonna go back into your family history and get it. Okay? All right, loves. Talk to you guys later. And bye.